Hi, my name is Trisha Belford Cohen. I'm the social worker with Healthy You for Life program at CHKD, and today we're doing a meditation on mindful eating. And you can get this meditation exercise from the website getsomeheadspace.com. So as you're listening to my voice, I would like for you to get in a position of sitting down, being able to put your feet squarely on the floor, and to just hear my voice. So as you're sitting down, preferably alone, I'd like for you to just relax in your chair and really feel comfortable in it, and readjust yourself if you find that you are a little tense. So as you're sitting there relaxing and listening to my voice, I'd like for you to take some nice, deep, clearing breaths, starting with the first breath. Start to breathe through your nose. Breathing in through your nose and then slowly out through your mouth. Just like that. Breathing in through your nose and just slowly out through your mouth. You can just feel the tension being released from your body. So as you are experiencing this relaxation, don't worry too much about whether there's any external noise going on around you. That just helps you get into a much deeper state of relaxation. So this is how it's going to start and preparing you for the mindful eating. Before you pick up the food to eat, and as you're taking the deep breaths again, breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, slowly relaxing, allow your body and your mind to settle. Next, just take a moment to appreciate the food that's before you as you're picturing and imagining this food. Where it's come from, what country it's from, was it grown or was it manufactured even? Try and imagine the different ingredients and their natural growing environment. As you do this, notice if there's any sense of impatience in your mind of just wanting to get on and eat the food. Perhaps you're thinking of all the things that you need to get on and do. So allow yourself to again relax. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. Take another deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth very slowly. So whatever the reaction, it's not likely just conditioned behavior. It can be a habit, but one that you may well find surprisingly strong. Now, without going on some kind of a guilt trip, take a moment to appreciate the fact that you actually have food on your plate. We can sometimes forget that for many people in the world, this will not be the case at all. This may not be something you like to think about, but there's something really valuable in this process. A sense of appreciation and gratitude is at the heart of a very stable mindfulness practice. As I say, this next part you may want to do a little more slowly than usual. But no matter how you do it naturally and without thinking too much about it. If it's a food you're going to eat with your hands, then notice the texture as you pick it up, the temperature, and perhaps the colors. If it's from a plate, then notice instead the texture and the temperature of the cutlery as you move it towards the food, but taking the time to notice the colors on the plate. As you move the food towards your mouth, shift the focus away from your hands and more towards your eyes, nose, and your mouth. How does it smell? What does it look like up close? And as you put it in your mouth, what is the taste, the texture, the temperature? You don't need to do anything. You're simply observing the differently bodily senses at work. In addition to the physical senses, notice how the mind responds to the food. Like, for example, is the food met with pleasure or displeasure in your mind? Is there acceptance of the food as it is, or maybe some resistance to certain aspects of it? Perhaps it may be too hot, too cold, too sweet, or too sour. Notice how the mind rushes to judge the food and to make comparisons with previous meals. Once you've taken a few mouthfuls, you may find that the mind starts to get bored with the exercise and all wander off into thinking about something else. No, this is normal and nothing to worry about, in the same way as before. As soon as you realize it's wandered off, just gently bring your attention back to the object of your meditation. The process of eating, the different tastes, smells, the textures, sights, and even sounds involved. As you continue, your meal in this way, you can start to notice whether there's a strong habitual urge to eat more quickly, perhaps to move closer to dessert, or maybe there are feelings of unease about what you're eating, especially if you are body conscious. Notice as these different thoughts arise in the mind, and if you can also notice how the breath appears as you eat. The breath may well give you some indications of how comfortable or uncomfortable this exercise is for you. So take notice just for a moment here, and as you heard my words, just again check through your body, see if there's any signs that are showing that you are losing your sight of what this exercise is for, and adjust yourself and get back on thinking, in these terms. As you move towards the end of this meal, notice if perhaps there's a sense of disappointment at having nearly finished, or relief in having nearly finished. Maybe even taking a little extra time to savor those final mouthful. Before getting up to leave or moving on to the next thing to eat, take a couple of deep breaths right now. Taking a slow deep breath in through your nose, just allowing your eyes to close and breathing out through your mouth. Breathing in and then just breathing out. You feel how your body relaxes each time you take those slow deep breaths. Remind yourself of how the plate looked when it was full of food and how it looks now, empty with nothing on it. Noticed how, in contrast, before you sat down, how your stomach felt empty and how now it feels full. Feel that sensation and know that it feels satisfying, and where you are now content with what you've allowed yourself to experience. So by noticing these things, notice how everything is always changing, how everything has both a beginning and an end. Your mind tends to experience a greater sense of ease over time. As you're breathing in and breathing out, this experience of meditation is now over. Thank you.